a good starting point.
So are we waiting right till?
I'm only thinking in case Lloyd jumps in at the last minute,
Cool.
but doesn't. I think Kate had asked him to confirm and he didn't do it.
Gotcha.
Is
So,
there anything
Michael?
on here that's not self-explanatory?
I don't think so, no. And it is good to kind of read these questions before Mike starts. There's only and what I've heard
Do it.
just having read them, in case notes, equipment, I'm taking them on the back of this. And can often say, see that.
Okay. That's a good idea. Thank you.
You need to go get me my glasses. I would start, yeah.
Well, I'm Mike. I go to SMCC, obviously. And my art that I do is kind of reflects my life experience and pokes fun at stuff, my disability or life and stuff. And for this semester, I decided to make hot sauce logo, and the medium I use to create all my stuff is mostly Adobe Illustrator. And anyways, I'm always busy creating something or having a project to work on. And I decided to make hot sauces. I like to make products and stuff. And at first I started with a sketch of the idea I kind of had of a character that I like drew in something else that I did, like a beer logo or something. And I made him into hot sauce. So the first is a sketch of my idea, and then the next one is that's good. Up more.
Okay, sorry.
Up more. A little more. Okay. And I first started off with some typefaces. I was trying to find a good one that was kind of reflected evil and like hotness of the hot sauce. And I just kept all the ones that I liked in the second sketch, like below it a little bit right there. And then I started to, I didn't really want to take someone else's typeface, so I kind of tried to design it a little differently of my own style. It's kind of hard to see it, but and then I made the flames a little bigger, and I made some circle ones with below that right there.
Is it possible to zoom in on that, or do you have any other copies, print copies, or?
There's some in my portfolio.
Right in the end of the desk
Great,
there.
great. I just want to be able to look closely at them at some point. It doesn't have to be now.
And
You want to go down some more?
I just messed with the fonts, trying to get them right. And then the one below that's a sticker that I was trying to get made for my bottles. They're still not in yet, so I had to use paper for now. And that's, if we go further down a little bit, that's good. And I'm going to do a whole marketing campaign for this. idea, so I decided to see what it would look like on t-shirts and hats. I think the black t-shirts look better than the white ones. And then the shirts after that go down a little bit.
Okay, sure. Oops, sorry. Sorry about that.
Yeah, these are just some more shirts. And I use a different font for the, yeah, I still like the black ones. Black shirts better. And if you scroll down,
Scroll down some more.
yes.
Okay, sorry.
And then I made it go down a little more, please. That's good.
Is that good? Okay.
And I made the labels, trying to figure out which would look best on different types of bottles. And pretty much my design process. And yeah. Pretty much planning selling out of people that just like hot, spicy stuff.
So Mike, let us know when you're ready for questions.
I think I'm ready.
Is this your own hot sauce recipe?
Yes, I figured out how to make my own hot sauce.
And do you actually plan to move into production with this?
Yes, I do. The first batch I made did not come out right at all.
I think that's often the case, right? WD-40
Yep.
is the 40th try of water displacement.
Like, from my original plan, it kind of derailed a little bit, but not too far.
What was your original plan, if you don't mind my asking?
I was planning on having, like, the labels all done and...
You mean 4 labels rather than just one display?
No, just, I was gonna have the actual, like, stickers made of stick on bottles.
I'd like to know about how long did it take you to get item mocked up there?
Maybe half a day or something.
For all of them,
No, it took me,
or half a day apiece?
like, for each one.
I think the way that I know that Michael works, because I've had him in my classes before, the logo is what took a longer time to develop. Yeah, and actually putting it on the products and the labels, it's a matter of finding the images that you could use to then place it on here. I like your circle logo better with the Demon Crypt. I enjoy this one a whole lot better than I do this one, and the reason being this feels more like almost a spacer, a period in between those words, whereas when it comes up through the word, the flame all the way through, it becomes a little bit more tense for me because I have a harder time reading the end of Demon and Crypt because the flames run into it so much, so I'm enjoying that so much more, and I'll let the other people see, and you know that I especially love all of your wheelchair designs are something that I would showcase heavily, I think, before a lot of your page layouts, because I think those as a logo are a lot more interesting than the other stuff that I saw in there, and I'm sorry, it will come, I probably should have started with you. Nice. Good job.
I guess maybe I should start like more with the logo and whatnot, but I'm just so impressed with how well you've displayed your process and
Yes.
how nicely these mock-ups are done. I'm like wondering if I can pay you hourly to set up some graphic work for me. like, this is great.
Yes, he does a very nice job.
I mean, it might take me a little longer because of my disability, but I still work as hard as I can.
And I can say from having experience with Michael in the classroom, you were pretty much right on time with everybody else in the class, so I never saw you as disabled because you were doing just as strong a work and keeping up with everybody. So.
One thing that's really consistent about what you've demonstrated in your process is your illustrative style. You know, it's, I almost get, I'm trying to think of the illustrators that I know of that have this same style, and I can't, none of them are coming to mind, but on the one hand, as a really polished and professional look, I would look forward to seeing photographs of the different bottles with the actual label on them. But on the flip side, being able to see your illustrative style, not just on the label, but even in the product display. It's a pretty cool thing, so that would be something I would have to toss up around back and forth in my head once you do a final marketing campaign for this.
I did have some pictures, but I didn't post them. Probably should have.
Pictures of,
The process of creating the hot sauce.
that would have been fun to see. Would have been a good inclusive part.
Yeah, Michael, I spend a lot of time with branding people. That's one of my freelance things I do, and I really feel like you as a package, you know, like the effort you put into your life and, you know, kind of your sometimes oddball, like point of view, you know, kind of really, you know, like saying, it's okay, you know, I'm who I am, I'm okay with it, this is what I can give to you, I think really would work well in the marketplace. And I feel like you could really be a ambassador that would do a lot for this brand and this company. I really like your style. You know, I think it's a lot of fun. The only really suggestion I had just from across the room was on some of your labels, sometimes less copy is more. I couldn't really see it from across the room, but when I read your copy on the label, I loved it.
I haven't had a chance to flip through your book yet, but I do want to say on a website, typically a more horizontal format will give you, it would, if this very visual were twice the width that it is, I would be able to see it a lot better. I think typically for your web viewers, they want you to use up 70% of the screen. And then on your resume, I have just the exact opposite. When I see a font this large, I think I'm looking at something that's made for a younger crowd. You know, children's books have a big font like this. So it might be more professional on your resume to have a smaller font, but on your website to go bigger.
But this one's very interesting.
Oh yeah,
Which one
I love the resume in your book that has the illustration.
Yeah. And that would stand out incredibly well.
Why did you give us this one and put a different one in your book?
What do you mean?
Show that one.
Yeah.
Your resume in your book has a great
This
illustration
stands
on
out
the
so
side of it.
well. Look at the difference. About my water.
And I'd still reduce the font size, but this gives me much more of a feel.
I like how this has this bold personality in it though.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
It fits better. So I'm not sure if the information is different, but I would certainly jump
It's a
to
little
that resume.
different, yeah.
And you've come leaps and bounds from last year. When I last saw you working on your stuff, it's just, I'm very impressed.
Thanks.
But you know me, I'm gonna point out every little change that I think you can do to make it even that much sharper.
Well, you don't know me. I think I'm probably the one person you don't know. And I don't come from this background, so I would look at this from a very different perspective. And I have a question. The presentation that they're giving, is it supposed to be as if they were pitching it to a client, or is it really just an academic exercise?
what the student needs to present to you is that here in their final semester at SMCC, they are ready for the world.
Okay.
And that can be any way that the student chooses to present it to you. So he did present his website to us as a product pitch.
Mhm.
And so I would say yes,
Okay.
in that lines. But then when you flip through this, you'll be able to see the bulk of the work that he's proud of, that he did here or outside of here.
So you mentioned when you started that you wanted to use your Adobe Illustrator skills. Do you have other skills that
I'm
you've attained while you've been here?
Yeah, I'm okay at Photoshop, but and I don't know, like doing movie stuff.
You took InDesign as well.
Yeah, InDesign. Yeah.
So those might be the kinds of things that you could add to your resume. You know, this font is fairly large, and perhaps because you were trying to fill the space, I'm gonna guess.
I think I
So-
added it on the other one too, with
Okay,
my skills on the other one.
I don't have it yet, but that might be a way to address this one if you're gonna send it out to somebody.
Did you add your certifications?
I think I did.
I didn't double check it.
You-
Yeah, you should have your ACA certifications on there for, I know you took one with me, and I forget if that was InDesign or Illustrator.
InDesign.
InDesign, and did you take the Illustrator ACA as well?
I don't think we had to.
Okay. Yeah, because you took that before InDesign and we hadn't started those yet.
You can certainly take it while you're here. The price for it, for you as a student, is much less than the price if you bought it after you graduate.
So should I like put that in my portfolio? That was,
Yes, you
It
should
would,
definitely
absolutely.
put that under, skills and certifications.
So this is just, what I'm really glad to see here is a little more detail about your process. I get the feeling that, this hot sauce might be only the first product that Demon Crip comes out with.
well, I have come up with my own mead. I made a logo for that too.
Yep, that would be fun to include. And this restroom, label or bumper sticker, I'm not sure what it is, it would be a great bumper
It
sticker.
really would.
I love it.
Um,
I really wrote that.
Just
Or
the kind of
even
bumper
part
sticker that
of-
drives me crazy though, because I have to get real close to the
Yep.
people to read the text.
Yeah, that's kind of the point
But
too.
it's self-serving with just the word restroom and
Yeah.
the logos. Like, I really love the way it shows all different kinds of users.
It does, but at the same time too, it does really encapsulate, Mike's artist statement as well. Which is why I think that one really stood out to me.
I love that center one.
Oh, this is your meat logo, I found it.
Which one? I don't. No, it's not that one.
No? There's another one?
I should include it, but I thought alcohol. I don't know if it's something that should be in there.
It's fine.
The restroom I also see is something that would be highly desirable, for a lot of
It's very current.
organizations that would be looking for poster or website design that are dealing with just that very issue. And it's such a strong graphic.
And it's so scalable.
Yes.
You know, that you don't have to
This is
worry
right.
about, you could scale that all day long.
All of his work is scalable.
And I love,
It's
as I
great.
said, all of his wheelchair handicapped variations. That sums up your personality in all the different ways.
I have like 20 different designs
Yeah.
too.
This is a great illustration. I don't know if you read The New Yorker at all,
I've seen some of the graphics.
but
on it.
they often take an illustration like this and make it like, 2 by 2 and just stick it in between the two columns of an article and wrap it around. And the illustration often has no relationship at all to the article. They're just popping it in to get rid of all the gray space. My thoughts are, you send something like this to the New Yorker, why would they say no? It's a great illustration.
You know, it's interesting, so Scott Nash, is working with some New Yorker illustrators right now, and there's,
Is that right?
some really cool things going on called the Island Institute, just so you know, where, you know, there's just a lot of art-driven graphic stuff, that might be up your alley. The Island Institute.
Mm-hmm.
I should have brought my deck of cards I made too.
These cards are great. I'm looking at the proof of them, some of them.
Mm.
The space guy needs to go on a t-shirt.
And those are different from the original deck of cards that I saw in the group.
Yeah, we have a deck out in the car.
Oh, so you do them.
We should have brought that in. He ordered a bunch of decks of cards made up.
Nice.
All of these wheelchair logos are so great. It's just there's such a huge variety. I feel like these should be made into a set of bumper stickers and sold at stores.
Or even
Or
like
actual handicap stickers, like let
Yeah.
people have personalities for their handicap
Mhm.
tags for in their car.
Mhm.
Can you imagine how that would sell if they would allow that to happen?
I mean, Mike's very much got what could become a lifestyle brand for sure. You know, I can see a lot of this turning into, you know, clothing designs, etc.
And I think you have some opportunity for partnership as well. You know, I mean, if you looked at the American, of course, in space, is it American with Disabilities Act? Well, not the act, but isn't there a specific nonprofit that advocates for people with disabilities and going to them and saying, this is the work that I'm doing, you know, will you partner with me? I will give you this percentage for your organization, which will make you feel good. It'll be giving back. You can also get your word out, you know, with the mass market really quickly with a partnership opportunity.
Yeah,
I love
get in
it.
there.
That was the first time I saw you really get something cohesively with a theme all the way through together. That was one of your strongest pieces. Yeah. Oh, I forgot about those. And that's just-
Yeah, there's some great pieces in here.
Great pieces. I keep talking over you. I'm so excited about
No,
this.
yeah, there's a
Actually,
lot here that,
You know, I'm thinking about veterans too, Mike, and I'm thinking about, you know, people that
I
are
got
new,
one of the designs for that already.
you know, that are newly in a wheelchair and what that means to them and their identity, and it's change for them, you know, and something like this could really make them smile and feel good, you know, maybe the Veterans Administration.
The one I made has a green handicap logo with a helmet and a machine gun.
Okay, so Mike, now I'm gonna jump into the shoes of a graphic design firm, an ad agency. And I wanna say to you that pieces like this, while beautiful, need to be refined. On the inside, you've cut your text out. There's a lot of pieces in here that are at that one stage right before you wanna show them to a professional and say, this is my work. You know, fix your text in here, get your labels really printed, show them on all 4 bottle sizes. A couple of tiny little things in some of these things. On this heavy metal one night, you
Yeah,
squeezed some text.
that was
Art directors are gonna
ago.
look for those things, look for these tiny little things. So this is a 95% ready portfolio for a job. If you're never gonna apply for a job, if you're only gonna work for yourself and pursue your own interests, nothing to worry about. But if you want to get some freelance work, sit down with anyone on this panel here or any one of your instructors or former instructors and say, put a little yellow sticky on the pieces that need fine tuning and let us help you with that.
I forget, Michael, who do you usually have help you when you're dealing with cutting issues of any of the flyers or brochures? I know I helped you.
Probably my mom.
Huh?
My mom probably.
Okay.
Yep.
She's my
One of the
assistant.
things that I'm, you should hound me about is also going to professional print and having them do the cut
Yeah.
for you, because that's going to bring you to another level in which you can do this on your own and freelance and contract, and I know that you can't do that cutout, so if we get you to the point where you can print, send it out to be printed and cut for you and retrieve back, then, that, you're just gonna be unstoppable.
I mean, even still, you're doing a fine job as it is. I've often been in the position of hiring young people like you, just coming out of a program like this, or maybe somewhere else, and depending on where it is, if you come to me with this, you'd be head over tons of them. Like, I'd want to snatch you up right away.
That's what we want people like you to say about our students.
Like, I would be really impressed.
I love that restaurant. It's just,
Yeah, this might be your most successful
Yeah.
piece.
And
I
I
made
talk
it like
about
a-
it when you showed us the,
and then all of your wheelchair, different ages, those are just some of my favorites, so I do enjoy your hot sauce, those are my two favorites, for your graphic design work, your logo work.
Yeah, the Viking Crips is really solid.
Yeah, that's one thing that I think that I liked most was your logo design.
But I love the series of handicap stickers.
Yeah.
Like, that's
T-shirts,
just-
man. T-shirts.
I got
Yeah.
some actually.
He does.
Got some with it's like a handicapped guy with like a bong and a marijuana leaf.
I really
on
want the
t-shirts.
Spaceman. Do you have the Spaceman printed up?
No, but you can have it if you want.
No, I mean when you get some T-shirts. I want to wear that
A
on a
Spaceman.
daily basis. Yeah.
How about your pins?
I got all my designs on pins too.
Pins?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Oh, wow,
sweet.
round buttons.
Yeah.
All
Where are
of
you
the-
selling that? I feel
He's
like-
got a lot of products he's got made
that.
up.
Well, I'm selling them on PayPal right now.
Do you have a site limit? Do you have a space? I really love this space.
In other words,
do you have the
you're-
space? Man?
We're gonna be
We don't have
buying
that with us, but we do have some.
buttons.
Okay.
You can just,
Holler at me.
you can, we'll just email him
Okay.
on his card there, and we can get those to you.
Sweet.
So that last one, I remember when we did that in class, this was the first time I'd seen just some of the designs he had done.
Michael, you know, I'm thinking marketing for you. Is that something I want to I'm just wondering what your marketing plan is.
I don't know.
Yeah. So that's what that would be my next steps for you. You know, like maybe it's a active Twitter following, you know, and that has a lot of power. That can really open some doors. Maybe you are looking at, you know, I know you said something about a YouTube channel. Maybe that's something that you want to really explore and do shorts so you don't get overwhelmed by it, but just get your message out and get it out there and look for those partnerships. Because those, if marketing's not your thing, then find the partnerships. And all you need to do is use this mission statement as an introduction to yourself. And I think that you really could open up some doors for yourself.
Yes, that's
The next thing I do is probably a documentary about my
the first thing.
my brother who recently passed away. He was a skateboarder.
That would be fun.
That would be great.
It says you were featured in Thrasher. Do you have that image in here?
Yeah, it's just a magazine cover in there.
Okay. Can you tell me more about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, they I sent him a thing that I drew with it. Yeah, that one right there.
Hold
Oh,
that up so you
nice.
can-
I wrote them a letter and they put that in next to the letter.
Nice.
Shoes.
Yes. Skate or die, my friend.
I was surprised to put it in there.
I'm not.
Oh, it's hella rad.
All right, well done, Michael. I mean, anybody else?
No, I'm just very proud watching him come from like this
No.
first semester here.
Can
No,
I
I
see some of your
remember.
skateboard decks?
Sure, I gotta find him on my Instagram probably. I can show you.
Alright, what's your Instagram?
I think it's Heavy Metal Cripple.
Congratulations.
Well done.